Hello, today I'm going to show you how to graph equations on a coordinate plane, and I'm going to show you where the equation cuts the x-axis. I'm going to use a piece of software called GeoGebra. GeoGebra lets us put in a function here and then it will map the function on the right hand side on the coordinate plane. So if we have a function f of x is equal to x minus 2, it will graph that function for us. So this is a linear function and it cuts the x-axis at 2 and it cuts the y-axis at minus 2, the value here. So if we modify this function and make it a quadratic function is one where the value of x is x squared. So x minus 2 times x plus 1 is a quadratic function. When I press enter, it graphs that quadratic function here and it marks the important points. So A and C are where it cuts the x-axis. So the quadratic function x minus 2 times x plus 1 cuts the x-axis at the points minus 1 and 2. If we were to change the values here so that they were both positive, it now cuts the x-axis at the value minus 5 and minus 2. If they were both negative, it cuts the x-axis at 2 and 5. So quadratic equations, when they are graphed, will always be in a curved shape and they will always cut the x-axis at the value where this is equal to 0. So where x minus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to plus 5. When x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to plus 2. And if one of these was positive, it now cuts the axis at minus 5 and plus 2. Quadratic equations are always in a U shape or a V shape, but they don't always cut the x-axis. When they cut the x-axis, this is said to be the roots of the quadratic equation. If they don't cut the x-axis, if they are up here or down here, then they are said to have complex roots or imaginary roots. If the value of the x squared is negative, then the shape of the curve is an N shape. So N for negative. So if the sign on the x squared is positive, it's a U shape, and if the sign is negative, it's an N shape. So that's how to graph quadratic equations and what they look like when they're graphed and where they cut the x-axis. Thank you.